3 to 5 years, and it comes from simple math, that if we take gold, the gold value in the world is 10 trillion. But half of that doesn't count, right? It's chalices and jewelry and stuff that you can't really use. The other half is the monetary value, the bricks and bars that sit in people's, accounts and, Fort Knox and, Swiss bank vaults and all that stuff. That's 5 trillion. 5 trillion, okay? If you think about 21 million Bitcoin is probably less than that. You do that math and you get a 250K number. Okay, that works for me. So gold equivalence is about 250K. When would that happen? Look, if the next halving we add another zero, so we go from 10,000 to 100,000, and then we get that speculative bubble in 2024, 2025 that pushes us into speculation, could we get to 250? 200 is probably more likely, but 250 is possible.
Morgan Creek Capital Management and the founder's CEO, Mark Yusko, explains why he expects the crypto markets to go parabolic in the 2023 despite the grim macroeconomic pictures. Hello, welcome back again. In this video, we're going to be talking about Mark Yusko Bitcoin Plus predictions $250,000 by the next years or in the mid of this year. So watch the video until the end and don't forget to subscribe to the Bitcoin Thinking channel and turning on the red notifications button. So back to the main topics, guys.
And if you look at that, so on November 11th,
we're basically at the equivalent of 5K now, right? That's what it was. It consolidated. Remember? Sorry, I knew you were going to say this.
No. I'm going to say we're at 4, right? That we hit that November 11th. We were at 6,000, 6,200, and we cracked down to 3,200. And then we kind of bounced around 3,900, 4,000, all the way until the middle of February. If you count those days and then count back to June, you get end of October. So we're within days of the quote unquote end of crypto spring and the beginning of crypto summer. Now, the crypto summer didn't go boom all the way up, but we had a leg from like 4 to 6, and then we had a little bit of resistance, and then we had the big moves to 8 and 10 and 12, and it's interesting. So I'm torn. I'm like living at one of these portals to the upside down. About do I really think we're going to have
next Bitcoin rally to start in the Q2 2023? Mark Yusko explains why. The anticipations of the next Bitcoin halving will spark a crypto rally in the 2023 regardless of the grim macroeconomic pictures, according to the Mark Yusko. The anticipations of the next Bitcoin's $20,400 halving will be the main catalyst that sparks a new crypto rally as soon as the second quarter of the 2023, according to the Mark Yusko. The halving mechanism, which reduces Bitcoin blocks rewards, but the halving every 4 years has historically been a major catalyst for the crypto rise. The next halving is expected to occur in the early 2024. Usually, the market will anticipate that. About 9 months ago, Mark Yusko said in the recent interview with the Cointelegraph. According to the hedge fund managers, the halving will propel Bitcoin to the $100,000 and potentially beyond by the laws of the math. Hedge fund veteran Mark Yusko doubles down on a $250,000 Bitcoin productions despite steep corrections. Here is why. Bitcoin bull Mark Yusko sees trouble at $60,000, calls the cryptocurrency overbought right now. Hedge fund manager Mark Yusko believes investors will take profit due to the cryptocurrency sharp rally over the last few weeks. There are a lot of the people that think we could hit $100,000 by the end of the year. The stock to flow model says we showed the Morgan Creek Capital Management CEO and the CIO told CNBC Trading Nations on the Friday. I also wouldn't be surprised of a little consolidations. Look, we are up 40% this month, which is only 15 days old. Bitcoin crossed the $60,000 mark For the first time since April on Friday, the bullish move come on excitement surrounding progress on the Bitcoin ETFs.
So, short-term predictions are fraught with peril and they're challenging. Look, I do think there is some risk of the buy the rumor, sell the news. We saw this in the lead up to El Salvador making Bitcoin a legal tender. There was a big run up, and then the day after the announcement, there was a little mini crash. So I think there's some risk of that around October 27th when we find out which, if any, and I think it'll actually be multiple of the ETFs are approved. The next catalyst to your question are seeing increasing adoption, increasing number of use cases, and those numbers all look really good. The hash rate is something to watch. That has come back dramatically since the China ban on the miners. So there are a lot of people that think we could hit $100,000 by the end of the year. The stock to flow model says we should. And then there's the speculative nature that price usually blows right through value. So that wouldn't surprise me. I also wouldn't be surprised if a little consolidation. Look, we're up 40% this month, which is only 15 days old, and we're up over 110% year to date. So a pause that refreshes, given how overbought we are right now, wouldn't surprise me.
Bitcoin may hit $250,000, predicts Morgan Creek Capital founder. Many believes Bitcoin will bounce back to break the $60,000 price mark. But Mark Yusko seems to have a bigger pictures of the token's future price. Mark Yusko is the CEO, founder, and the chief investment officers of the Morgan Creek Capital. The price of Bitcoin could get to $250,000 in the next 5 years. On reasons for this are possibilities, the Bitcoin has gone past being a valid token. Unfortunately, many investors fail to see it for these perspectives. The token price between January and March 2022 started dipping around. At the end of the March, it dropped to below $47,000. Although it maintains a steady up and down movement, its price is now down to $19,000 as per data for the trading view. Morgan K Capital CEO stands by his $250,000 price target for the Bitcoin. According to a report by the Daily Hodl, Yusko remains confident that the Bitcoin price is still going to reach $250,000. I absolutely positive believe that Bitcoin is a digital gold. I think it is a better form of value of the storage. I absolutely believe that gold is $10 trillion above ground. Half of it's in jewelry and chocolates and other stuffs, and that does not count. The monetary value of the gold is about $5 trillion. So $5 trillion for Bitcoin's market cap of $400 billion today. That's a 10 time from her to $20,000 to $200,000. Around it may remembers are of a little bit to that $250,000 number. So seems easy to make it to $250,000 because you got a few lost or stolen coins. No problem. Totally no problem. During an interview, Mark Yusko said that I absolutely positive believe that Bitcoin is a digital gold. Again, I'm repeating that. I absolutely positive believe that Bitcoin is a digital gold. I think this is a better form of the value storage. I absolutely believe that gold $10 trillion above ground. Half of it's in jewelry and jewelry cases, and that does not count. The monetary value of the gold is about $5 trillion. How many is the $5 trillion? So $5 trillion for Bitcoin, a market cap of the $400 billion today. That's a 10 time. 10 time from her at $20,000 or the $200,000. Every halving we had a zero. First halving was $10, second halving was $100, and the third halving was at $1,000, and the fourth halving was $10,000. So that means the next halving is $100,000. How many? $100,000. So that's it for today. If you like that video, subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe the channels and turning on the red notifications button. And see you next time.